Have you ever stopped in the middle of a successful day and suddenly felt a strange emptiness inside? Or looked at everything you've achieved and asked yourself, why does it still feel like something is missing? Have you ever wondered why, even when things seem perfect, fear still lingers in the background? A fear of loss, aging, sickness, and ultimately, death. Welcome back to the channel, where we go beyond surface motivation and explore the deeper spiritual truths that shape our lives. I'm so grateful to have you with me today, because what we're about to explore may just be the most important question you'll ever ask. How can we escape the cycle of birth and death? This isn't a metaphor. This is about the cycle of samsara, the wheel of existence, where we're born, suffer, struggle, die, and then do it all over again. According to the teachings of Master Yin Guang, a revered Buddhist sage from the early 20th century, this cycle is not just real, it's inescapable unless we choose the right path. Today, we'll uncover what is this cycle of birth and death, really? Why are we stuck in it, life after life? And more importantly, what can you do, right now, to break free? But this isn't going to be just a lecture. We'll walk together through real stories, personal reflections, and the profound teachings of Master Yin Guang, all pointing toward one single, powerful soul and a path available to every one of us, no matter who we are or what we've done. Let's begin with a story. There was once a wealthy businessman named Chang Yu, who had everything the world told him he should want: a successful company, beautiful home, 2 talented children, respect from everyone around him. But at night, when the lights went out, a fear haunted him, deep, cold, and unshakable. He was terrified of death. Not just his own, but the deaths of his loved ones. He feared sickness. He feared aging. He feared losing control. He tried everything there would be: travel, spirituality retreats, but the fear persisted. Then one day, he stumbled upon an old copy of Master Yin Guang's collected letters and was struck by one simple sentence: until one transcends the cycle of birth and death, no worldly success can bring true peace. And Yu began to study. He found that in Buddhism, life is not a single event. It is a chain: birth leading to death, death leading to rebirth, over and over again, driven by karma and attachment. You realized all his success was like decorating a prison cell. The curtains were expensive, but the door was still locked. You wanted out. This is where the core of Master Yin Guang's teaching comes in. He said of all methods for liberation, only the pure line path is complete, easy, and supreme. So what is the pure line path? And why did he call it the only reliable method for ordinary people to break free from samsara? In short, the Pure Line path is based on one practice: reciting the name of Amitabha Buddha with deep faith and sincerity, vowing to be reborn in the Western Pure Line, the realm free of suffering, where liberation is guaranteed. Unlike other methods that require intense meditation, deep philosophical understanding, or renunciation of the world, the Pure Line path is uniquely accessible to lay people, busy people, imperfect people, people like Chang Yu, people like us. But don't mistake it easy for it shallow. This is a practice that transforms your very being. Let's look at what happens when someone takes this path seriously. And Yu began to incorporate recitation into his daily life. At first, it felt mechanical, but slowly, something changed. The fear began to dissolve. In its place, a quiet courage rose. He started letting go of grudges, of ambition, of control. He smiled more. He judged less. His relationships deepened. His heart softened. Because each repetition of Namo Amitabha was not just a chant. It was a return to the truth that everything in this world is impermanent, and that clinging to it brings suffering. Return to the deeper truth that liberation is not earned by force, but received through faith and sincerity. You may be asking, is it really that simple? Just recite and believe? The answer is yes and no. Yes, because the Pure Line method is indeed centered on sincere recitation and aspiration. But no, Because sincerity is not easy. It requires faith, humility, and perseverance in a world that constantly tells us to rely on ego and effort. Esther Yin Guang warned us. Many chant the name of Amitabha, but few truly rely on him. Their minds are still chasing worldly gain, even as their lips recite this name. So what does true reliance look like? It looks like letting go of the illusion of control. It looks like surrendering to a power beyond the self, not in weakness, but in wisdom. Looks like saying, I am tired of suffering. I'm done with trying to win and again writ by impermanence. I want out of this cycle, and I trust Emmet of the Buddha to guide me there. Let me tell you the story of Malin, a nurse who worked in a chaotic emergency room in a big city. Her days were filled with trauma, accidents, heartbreak, death. Used to cry herself to sleep, overwhelmed by the pain she saw daily. But after discovering Pure Line teachings, she began a new practice. Every time she washed her hands, she chanted silently. Every time we walked down the hospital corridor, she whispered, Chmatufo. And when patients died, she recited aloud, guiding their spirits with compassion. Over time, she noticed something miraculous. She wasn't numb, but she wasn't devastated anymore. She could care deeply without drowning in sorrow. He felt as though something was carrying her, presence, warmth. This is the grace of the Pure Line practice. You see, we're not strong enough to save ourselves through ego, but we don't have to be. Amitabha Buddha made a vow that whoever recites his name with sincerity will be reborn in the Pure Line, where enlightenment is inevitable. It's like getting on a ship. You don't have to swim across the ocean. You just have to board the vessel. Metaphysics is the vessel. But let's be clear, this is not escapism. This is the ultimate responsibility to your soul, to your future, to your liberation. Esther Yin Guang emphasized 3 key components of successful practice. Faith, believing in the existence of the Pure Line, and the power of Amitabha Buddha's vow. Earnestly wishing to be reborn in the Pure Line, not for comfort, but to continue the path to Buddhism. Practice reciting the Buddha's name regularly, with sincerity and focus. He often said a single sincere recitation has the power to shake the heavens and stir the Pure Line. Each time you say Chmatufs, you're not just making a sound or opening a door. You're sending a signal across realms. You're planting a seed of liberation that no force in the universe can destroy. And now, let's talk about death. Most people avoid this subject, but Pure Line practitioners face it head-on, not with fear, but with preparation. They prepare not by trying to control death, but by befriending it, at transforming it from an end into a transition. They rehearse their final moment through daily practice, so that when it comes, they can meet it with peace and clarity. One of Master Yin Guai's disciples described the death of an elderly practitioner. He died with a smile on his face, reciting Amitabha Ning until his last breath. The room felt as though it were filled with light. That is the power of right practice. That is the fruit of true faith. So where does this leave us? It leaves us with a choice. A profound, urgent, beautiful choice. Will you continue trying to find peace in a world that cannot provide it? Or will you turn toward the path that leads beyond this world and toward true liberation? You don't need to change your job, your clothes, your name, or your life circumstances. You only need to turn your heart. As Master Yin Guang said, a sincere heart reciting the Buddha's name is the greatest temple on earth. So begin, Agno, wherever you are. Close your eyes. Please. And softly say, Namo Amitabha. Say it again. And again. Let the sound carry you. Let the fear melt. Let the cycle begin to break. Thank you for watching this video. I'd love to hear your reflections. What does liberation mean to you? Have you ever tried Pure Line practice? Share your experiences in the comments. And if this message touched you, please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs hope, who needs direction, two needs peace. Till next time, stay sincere, stay aware, and remember, the door to freedom is open. You only need to take the first step.
Before you leave, here's something special. In Buddhism, we believe that every encounter carries a deeper meaning. Would you like to discover your true soul connection, the one written into your destiny? Take the Soulmate Test today and unveil the hidden truths of your journey. Click the link below and begin your path now.
http://soulmate. You wisdom more, come, white.